Penetrating under a full moon into hostile territory, with scant intel to guide their assault. The odds were stacked against them, but Derek knew that every last one of his teammates relished this mission. They'd trained together, fought together, lived, breathed, and bled together for 6 long months of deployment. On this tour alone, they'd racked up more successful tactical operations than anyone cared to count. But it wasn't every day they got the chance to rescue a civilian from the country they'd sworn their lives to protect and defend. At the front of the helo, Derek's CO held up 2 fingers. 2 minutes. Derek pulled down his night vision goggles, casting everything around him in a greenish hue. He checked his M4, outfitted with a 10-inch barrel. The weapon was designed for close-quarters combat and had a suppressor to keep the noise down. He also had a 6-hour P226 in his thigh holster, but didn't expect to use it. Tonight was a straight-up, take-no-prisoners rescue mission. Get in and get out, hopefully before anyone realized they were there. That was the goal, but everyone knew it wasn't likely to become reality. And they were good with that. SEALs were trained to take whatever shit the mission threw at them and find a way to make a victory out of it. The helo entered a hover, and the crew chief kicked out the rope attached to the fuselage. Both buildings had rooftop balconies. The pilot would drop off one group here, then the other on the neighboring roof, and each 4-man element would assault down. Meanwhile, an armored Humvee would pull up to the compound and unload 2 more elements to clear from below. Hit 'em from all directions, a classic SEAL tactic. They stacked by size, with Derek first, followed by Mike Dietz, the team corpsman. Next was Cole McDermott, their best sharpshooter, who would man the roof. Luke Jones, another medic, would bring up the rear. Derek grabbed the rope. Across the helo, Sean Harper grinned and shot him the bird. Go time. Derek's palms burned as he slid down and hit concrete. 50 pounds of gear on his back, but he hardly felt the impact as he sprang to his feet and sprinted for the door. They'd expected it to be locked, but the heavy iron grillwork added a complication. Derek grabbed his kit and crouched down to prep a breaching charge. Having been shot at through doors on more than one occasion, he'd learned to do it kneeling. Brakes screeched below as the Humvee arrived on target. Derek heard a string of pops, like firecrackers, as the other teams had dealt with the doors. So much for quiet. Going explosive, Derek said, and everyone hunched down. Pop. The door burst open, and a barrage of machine gun fire spewed through the gap. Derek rolled away, breathing hard. Even when you expected it, it was always a shock when bullets whizzed over your head. Luke laid down cover fire as Derek reached into the doorway and pulled away the ruined gate. They darted through the opening, 1, 2, 3, with perfect coordination born of years' training. Room 1 clear, Luke shouted, tossing an infrared chem light to the floor to signal his teammates. Derek darted past him and cleared the next room. A staccato of bullets echoed in the stairwell. This is Alpha, Luke said over the radio. Level 2 clear. This is Bravo, Level 1 clear. Derek rushed down the stairs, stepping over a body as he joined his team. 2 tangos lay dead in the middle of the floor, their AKs and chest racks beside them. Derek glanced around. Sleeping pallets, trash, empty food cans. The smell of cooking oil hung in the air. Mike looked at him. Notice anything funny? No women, no kids. Taken with everything else, it confirmed their intel. This was no typical family home. This is Delta. House 2 clear, and we need Dietz over here, ASAP. Mike rushed to answer the call, while across the kitchen, Luke kicked open a door. Basement! Check for booby traps, Derek said, following him down a primitive staircase carved from the rock. At the bottom was a door with a heavy-duty lock. Need your sledge, Luke said. Derek was already pulling it from his pack. They couldn't use a breaching charge in case a hostage was being held on the other side. Derek swung back the hammer and gave the door a sharp whack, sending splinters flying as it